The first view of a crescent affects the mind like a great burst of music. The crescent, that semicircle, that thumbnail, the new moon. A honeycomb, massive yet airy, gracious in line and hue but dazzling in its rigid uniformity. A visible manifestation of the spirit of an age. And this is Park Crescent, right outside Regent's Park. The one I'm most worried about, because its preservation status is in trouble.
Dum 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 da 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 dum dum. Dum 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 da 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 dum dum.
It's curious how the slow running streams, the eddies, deep little ponds, nurture more life, little amoebas, tadpoles, algae, than the fast running streams. Like these little arc of streets that aren't quite crescents, but slight arcs where people have time to amble. I am part of an urban efficiency study grant team. I'm proposing a grant to study the crescent-shaped traffic patterns to curb urban traffic flow through neighbourhoods instead of using the humps and barriers and other obstacles we erect to try to prevent vehicles tearing through neighbourhoods. There are some theories that when little boys are given a stick, they naturally gravitate towards making lines in the sand, or turning the stick into projectile swords, guns, weapons. Whereas girls are more given to drawing circles in the sand, grapes, hearts, human bodies.
Free material there, have a look. Come on, we're like. Free applause. Passion flowers. Come on, let's clear him up. Come on. There are 5 retreats after the 5 are a bunch of roses.
Maybe that's why they're bringing in this efficiency expert from Manhattan, land of the grid. Men want lines, women want circles.
New oysters, new oysters, any old lumber, any old lumber, new oysters, new oysters.
Have a look.
Emma, this is your Yank.
So you must be Nick Clarke.
Clarke. James Clarke.
Sorry?
No, it's Nick Clarke. I'm sorry, I was just a bad James Bond.
Oh.
Never mind. So, you're Emma Hamilton. Isn't there a famous Emma Hamilton?
Yes, but that was a long time ago and not my fault. You're here to do the efficiency study on the renovation project.
Mm-hmm.
I understand you're anti-Crescent.
No, just pro-grid, like Manhattan. You know, grids are laid out efficiently, they're practical, they allow traffic and people and business to just flow faster.
Well, perhaps making things move faster is not the most comprehensive solution, Mr. Clarke.
Oh, Emma. Conflict already. Shall we go see the site?
Yes.
Oysters, any old Lambay, any old Lambay, new oysters.
You see how these two crescent shapes are kind of like, I don't know, like two big elephants, you know, just hanging on to each other and blocking all the traffic. I mean, they have no individuality. They only seem to conform together in bulk.
You're not allowing for the fact that the total effect of the unit is maintained as a group, not as individual units, and people were meant to stroll by and take in the beauty as a whole.
You see, beauty to me is getting all the traffic through here, not just traffic for those who are privileged enough to live in some place like this.
You really are a Philistine, aren't you? You'd raise them for what, a parking lot?
Oh, you've been listening to too many Joni Mitchell songs. No, I would simply reroute all the traffic away from this area. I mean, it doesn't deserve to be a major artery, as pretty as it is from a cab.
They're called taxis here. Right.
Dum dum dum.
Well, here, why don't you show me the figure
Dum 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 da 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 dum da 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 dum da di dum da di dum 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 da 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 dum da 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 dum da di dum da di dum dum.
To spend the whole day walking around, which I could have spent working, I'd say. And ultimately, it just comes down to this. He basically thinks, he considers that the Crescents are dead ends.
Emma, it's a street.
No! It is anti-American to like curves.
What do they like? Squares, lines, prisms, dodecahedrons, if there is such a thing. So why do all those suburbs have cul-de-sacs? And why are those boring names for streets?
Yeah.
Avenue A, B, C.
Much better than our A406, 25, A13, etc.
So, your grant got denied.
Yeah. Not enough lines.
So, should we get that bloke pissed and drop him off in some car path?
No. Better yet, we'll drop him off in some maze and let him do his pathfinding out of that.
Woo! Go, girl!
Sorry we're late.
Hiya.
Traffic. Hello.
Nice to see you.
Traffic jam.
Good to see you. You look really well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm very well. Nice to
It took us forever to get here.
Very well. Yeah, and another one.
It just takes forever. Just look, just this fucking London.
Cold out there.
Hey, you look great. It's freezing out there, but a little bit warmer now that we're here with you.
So where have you been?
Oh, I've been around.
We haven't seen you for ages.
Yeah.
I've kind of been busy.
Hibernating.
A little bit of hibernation, a lot of work.
I'm starting something about it.
I don't know. It's just coming back here. You sort of notice how slow the entire city is. You know, the city's like absolutely moving at snail's pace. It took us about 45 minutes.
About 45 minutes.
Yeah, about 45 minutes to get maybe a
I
half.
mean, I know it
half
can
a
be
mile.
frustrating, but isn't there a virtue sometimes in somewhere big and
Not in the main city.
Not in the city. A car just needs to go straight down the line, like New York. You go right down.
That's why people have to live so far out.
That's city-based for cars. I mean, cities aren't just for cars. Cities are for people as well.
Yeah, but that's why people have to live so far out of this city because it takes so long to get inside.
Because people drive. That's
Well, and it takes so long to get in once you
what
get
they
in.
want, and they're obsessed.
I have friends who live in Brooklyn, and it takes.
I mean, you know, the orbital motorway was built in order for people to get in their cars and drive around and get somewhere else in London. And I mean, what happens? They get on the motorway, 6 lanes, 8 lanes.
Enough already. Very interesting, but not that interesting.
So anyway.
anyway.
Have any of you seen Mulholland Drive?
No.
I am desperate to find somebody who's seen this movie because I
Well, have
didn't
you not seen
understand.
it? Oh,
No, I have seen it. I just don't understand
No, I haven't seen it. If you guys
What
see
else
the Royal
have you seen?
Family,
Yeah,
See,
now
I
you
haven't
see
seen
it.
that.
Yeah, it's
there,
really good.
Judi
It's really
Dench's
good.
wonderful.
We'll go. I might
No,
go
she's
again.
great. She's great. She's really great.
Isn't she?
She's wonderful. I mean, the whole her focus.
a bunch of roses. Get your lovely tulips. Get your lovely tulips.
All right. So sometimes the traffic does go all pear-shaped. Sometimes.
Will that never be a bad thing? Like all that slow traffic down there?
Crescents are different. You know, there is a slight arc of visibility. It doesn't all puddle up. There are no tall buildings to block the view of.
I cannot recommend the Crescent. I mean, not for a high-density area like the one we're talking about. I'm sorry, it's not personal. It's just business. To show you I'm not completely anti-Crescent, got you that. And I hope we get to meet again.
Sure.
Head out. Bye.
Bye. So there he is, nattering on about how crescents are inefficient. You know, how in the States, grids are the only design used in any urban setting for any city. Now, how London is stuck in this quaint old era of cow paths.
Oh Lord, placenta. I'm putting placenta on my face.
Cells move in mysterious ways. Anyway, cut to the chase, Ems. Is he cute?
Yeah, Ems. Look, he's got to be better than that electrical engineer you paired up with last year. What was his speciality? Motor mortality on major thoroughways. Yeah, he was a barrel of laughs, that one.
Hey, and what about the wildlife and fowl expert? 3,000 duck calls and fox hunting sounds later.
Hello? Hello? I don't think I'm getting across to you all how irritating this yank
Speaking of
is.
irritating Yanks, we met Ari and Buck the other night. They were going
he
on
has
and on
the
about this
authority to
play with
recommend or not
Tony Stevens.
my grant
Tony
in another
Stevens.
incarnation.
Ah oui, il est vraiment...
Elle a besoin un masque beaucoup plus tenu,
I
quoi.
can hear you.
Cher, but you don't understand.
Look, Fifi LaRue, I think Emma here is looking for a little encouragement.
Look, Ems, in the last 3 years you've had an obsession with muses, then it was the history of horse stables, then it was the close, then the alleys of the cloistered, then it was all those weird street names like Witch's Armpit and Haunch of Venison Yard.
Oh, that's my speciality.
Yes, it is your speciality. And it's a bit obsessive and not so alluring. You're always going on about how you don't want to attract these dullards.
Maybe you need a little bit of linear movement here. You are getting very sleepy. You are going with the flow.
Just massage that man right out of your head. Your skin, Emma, it is screaming out to you.
So I was dropped a line by the Commission. And my feasibility study for crescents in the use of urban design was denied further funding. I was, however, recommended to head a new study into the practicality of squares in urban settings. It seems that a certain Nick Clarke from New York had passed on an old study I did when I was obsessed with historically titled streets, and had passed this on to the grant team. Part of the research involves going to New York to study the practicality of squares in urban design. The note inside from Nick when I received the grant application said that he'd recommended me for my attention to detail, for my obsession with minutiae. As if Petticoat Lane, Tweezer's Alley, Crucifix Lane, Whalebone Court, Yeoman's Row, Wormwood Street, Mermaid Court, Barleycorn Way, Rotten Row, Sceptre Road, Medusa Road, Theseus Walk, Wardrobe Terrace, Bricklayer's Arms, Land's Conduit, Scratcher's Lane, Vanquisher's Walk, Frognall, Potter's Bar, Bethnal Green were minutiae.
Petticoat Lane, Crucifix Lane, Tweezer's Alley, Whalebone Court, Yeoman's Row, Wormwood Street, Medusa Road, Mermaid Court, Barleycorn Way, Rotten Row, Sceptre Road, Lancelot Place, King's Head Yard, Scratcher's Lane, Bethnal Green.
Get 'em here,